The movie begins with a man running in fear. Someone is chasing him. Suddenly, a creature attacks him from behind and kills him. This killer isn't a human, it's a werewolf. Next, a veterinarian is shown at home. He eats messily, spilling jam all over his clothes. His son watches him with curious eyes. After cleaning his clothes with tissue, the vet heads to his clinic. Two assistants work there. One of them, Wilbert, is a specialist who examines animals very well but does not feel emotionally attached to them. Wilbert sits relaxed, watching TV. A news report airs. A wild animal killed a man last night. Police have not yet identified which animal it was. While he watches the news, a panicked man rushes into the clinic. He tells Wilbert that while passing through a forest, a strange animal suddenly appeared in front of his truck and got injured. The man brings the creature to the clinic to save its life. When Wilbert sees the creature, he is shocked. It's a huge werewolf, so big that even the largest stretcher is too small for it. The werewolf is barely alive. When it moves its hand slightly, Wilbert's assistant is thrown far away. All the dogs at the clinic start barking upon seeing the werewolf. Around its neck is a locket with the name Michael engraved. Wilbert needs help to treat the werewolf. The truck driver refuses to help, saying he cannot handle it. When the assistant comes near again, the werewolf throws her away once more. In rage, it bites Wilbert's hand. After biting him, the werewolf dies on the spot. Wilbert falls unconscious. When Wilbert regains consciousness, he bandages his hand and injects himself with medication. Then he goes home. He feels a strange sensation in his body. He lies on the bed and asks his wife to open the windows because he feels unusually hot. Soon, he falls asleep. The next morning, he wakes up with a strange surge of energy. He feels extremely active and notices that his sense of smell has become unusually sharp. He turns on the news and hears a terrifying update. The same strange animal has committed another murder during the night. But how is that possible? Creature is already dead. This new murder remains a mystery. The police still haven't found the animal. Porters ask the police whether it's really an animal or possibly a serial killer in disguise. The officer replies that the brutal condition of the body proves it was attacked by a wild beast, not a human. Wilbert sits down for breakfast and starts sniffing his son's cereal like a dog. He finds everything happening around him quite strange. The clinic, he checks the werewolf's body again. To his surprise, he finds dental fillings in the creature's teeth, something no wild animal has ever had. As he examines its mouth using a hook, a dog barks loudly from behind, scaring Wilbert. He stops the examination immediately. Later, an elderly couple arrives at the clinic, crying heavily. They claim the werewolf is their pet and ask Wilbert to return the body. However, Wilbert refuses to hand over the werewolf's body, saying it is a police case and he must inform the authorities first. But the elderly woman pleads with him through tears. Moved by her crying, Wilbert agrees and lets them take the body. Before leaving, the couple gives him their card. After sitting down again, Wilbert's assistant informs him that the second assistant hasn't shown up yet. Wilbert angrily calls him, but the assistant makes an excuse and hangs up. He is actually watching a movie. After working for a long time, Wilbert returns home exhausted and falls asleep on the sofa. His wife wakes him up and tells him that their son, Oliver, is extremely upset. Wilbert had promised to attend his competition but broke the promise. Wilbert tries to make it up to his son. The boy remains furious and refuses to talk. Suddenly, Wilbert feels an itch on his hand, the same spot where the werewolf had bitten him. When he removes the bandage, he is shocked to see that not only has the wound healed, but even the scar is gone. He looks at the sky and sees it is a full moon. His entire body starts to itch and tremble. In an instant, Wilbert transforms from a normal man into a werewolf. In this beastly form, he loses control and wanders outside. On the way, he runs into his missing assistant and violently attacks him, tearing his body into pieces. By morning, the film shows the window of Wilbert's house left open, with muddy footprints visible, evidence that Wilbert returned home in the middle of the night. However, he remembers nothing from the previous night. After turning back into a human, his body begins undergoing strange changes. His personality shifts into a tougher and more dominant version. He eats less. His voice develops a strange intensity, and he becomes deeply interested in wolves and werewolves. Wilbert even hangs a photo of the dead werewolf, Michael, in his clinic. Things become even stranger when he starts diagnosing animal illnesses without examining them, relying only on his heightened senses. His assistant is shocked and remarks that it seems like he is one of them. Wilbert stares back at her, confused by her comment. Soon after, a police officer arrives to investigate the deaths caused by wild animals. He asks Wilbert if any werewolf had come in for treatment recently or if he knows anything about large wolves. Wilbert denies everything, while secretly hiding Michael's picture behind him. Then the officer gives Wilbert shocking news. Last night, his assistant was found dead. The officer informs Wilbert that his assistant has been killed. Wilbert, shocked, asks how. "'Cause he remembers nothing, because when he transforms back into a human, all his werewolf memories disappear." The officer shows him graphic photos of the assistant's mutilated body, frightening him deeply. When asked again if any large animal had come to the clinic, Wilbert denies it once more. But this time, sweat forms on his forehead, raising the officer's suspicions. After he leaves, Wilbert begins comparing his teeth with the werewolf's photo, trying to confirm his fear. Observing small changes in himself, he finally realizes that he has indeed turned into a werewolf after the bite. Confused about what to do next, he visits the home of Michael's parents, the couple who had taken the werewolf's body. He eats with them and shares everything. In return, they reveal their glowing werewolf eyes, admitting they are not normal humans but real werewolves. They share another shocking truth. Their entire community lives secretly in the city. Wilbur asks if they are responsible for the murders. The man explains that they are not killers, they are vegans. Wilbert finds it strange to think of werewolves as vegans. The man explains that a werewolf continues to reflect the nature of the human within. A good person remains good as a werewolf, and a bad one becomes more dangerous. If someone does not commit crimes in human form, they won't do it as a werewolf either. Wilbert prepares to leave, but the scene cuts to show a new attack. Another werewolf attacks his assistant, nearly killing her. Fortunately, passing cars scare the creature away and she survives. She is taken to the hospital. Now the officer becomes fully suspicious of Wilbert, since this is the second case linked to his clinic. Meanwhile, Wilbert also wants to find the real killer. He sniffs the assistant's body and uses his heightened sense of smell to trace the culprit. Eventually, Wilbert follows the scent and transforms into a werewolf to confront the attacker. But upon arrival, he discovers that the attacker is not a real werewolf but an ordinary man. This man is obsessed with werewolves and wants to become one. He wears a werewolf costume and commits these crimes, hoping to tarnish the image of wolves so a real werewolf might come and bite him. He even shows Wilbert his fake werewolf suit, which looks terrifying, but Wilbert's real werewolf form is far more monstrous. The man's dog starts barking upon seeing Wilbert, and Wilbert growls back, silencing the dog instantly. The man then begs Wilbert to bite him and turn him into a werewolf, but Wilbert refuses, knowing that if this man is so dangerous as a human, he would become even more evil as a werewolf. Wilbert attacks first, cuts off the man's hand, and ends his life, bringing his story to a brutal end. The story concludes with a peaceful family dinner planned by Wilbert. He invites Michael's parents, now considering them family. Together, they start living happily, bringing the tale to a close.